feel as if, you know, you gave everything you had.
Really, though.
And you emptied yourself here. And you left it all here because it's temporary and you got a moment, you know?
Right.
So I want to be in this thing until, you know, I'm out of energy, till I don't have nothing left to contribute.
You know, I think that you come to look at your life at a certain point. And you got to be comfortable with what you see. You know what I mean? The facades wear off and everything comes to surface. And it's just who you really are. And you finally probably can see it. And I think that it's hard to look at if it's not something that you're proud of. And that's one of the things that definitely, in them lonely hours, in them old ages, you know, I think eat at people.
My biggest mistake, not trusting my instincts sometimes. As a man, we so logical and we so driven by logic and so driven by facts that sometimes we can't move without facts. But if you got trust in your gut and you got trust in your instinct, and you learn that as you grow older and you mature, that sometimes you don't need facts. You can just go off your gut and how you feel about things.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So just being confident in, I don't need confirmation. If I feel it, I trust how I feel. I know my intentions is pure. My instincts is like connection to a higher understanding. You don't need the facts all the time. Just go off how you feel. So I think that I've learned to listen to my gut and my instincts more and be confident in making decisions off.
I think family is way higher on the list of things that are important. Now, there's another element, there's another factor in my decision-making process, and that's my daughter's well-being. And so it was definitely a paradigm shift, you know, in the way I think. Life did a complete perspective change because now you are accountable. You know what I mean? You're accountable for the well-being of something outside of yourself. You know what I mean? And this is a person. Things can happen that you cannot fix, take back. You have to seriously protect your kid from certain things. So my whole priorities, perspective, agenda flip-flopped a little bit. I won't say that who I am and what I've done, what I do, took a 180-degree turn, but my priorities and my perspective definitely did. And
this thing I learned from a woman is just, you know, the power of the heart. You know what I'm saying? Just to see that work in their life and how that turns out. Like my grandmother, somebody that was always kind to people to the point where you might feel like you gotta protect her. Somebody can take advantage of her. She's very kind to people. But then I look at how her life played out. She happy. She ain't got no regrets. She walk around lighthearted and got a glow at 88 and still kicking and smiling. She not like a product of like meanness. What I know about life is that you're gonna hurt yourself. You know, life is, especially as a creativity and competition is opposites. You know what I'm saying? And they work against each other creatively. When you had to draw from a blank canvas, you got to draw from your pool of experiences for it to have that thing in it. And you can compete and make something that's like technically good, but it's like a cloned human being. They might have 2 legs, but it's not the same as a baby that was born from a mama and daddy and it was some love made, and that's a different formula. So I think that to create is like a natural labor, and then to copy or to like compare or compete creatively, you confuse yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because you miss all the dope shit that only you can do. If it's worthwhile.
Right.
And you're gonna make decisions based on what you care about more. And without even being conscious that you're getting tested, you're gonna be getting tested. And so you're gonna have decisions to make. Should I, you know, continue this lifestyle, whether it's shopping, clothes, whatever your lifestyle is, or do I gotta sacrifice a little bit because I really, really care about this music? It really is important to me. So whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. And that's gonna be them distinguishing decisions, you know what I'm saying? That separate the ones that end up getting it from the ones that don't. Out of my mom house, you know what I'm saying? I went to live with my granny when I was 14. You know, I just was taking care of myself early on. You know, I was doing things to try to get money so I could support myself. I always wanted to do music. That was my first passion before anything. And out of frustration from not having outlets and having studio access.
Social consequence is you have an unstable person in society. Personal consequence is you have an unstable element in your family. And that's the relationship between you and your child. And it's, you know, it's hard to build off of that. And that's unhealthy in my opinion. So, you know what happens? People get out here, the statistics can tell you better than I can tell you, you know, about the social consequences. But I do know that kids that don't have their parents, you know, at certain levels are off balance. Certain levels are, you know, unfulfilled. You know what I mean?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, man. Yes, 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 yes. What is going on? Hey, guys, what is going on? Gerald Peters. Welcome to the Money Flow and Peters Report. We trying to get back on our schedule of going live every. Pull this up. Yeah, I've had some updates since I was on here last. Appreciate you, James. Red Dot, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? Hope you're feeling better, man. I feel a little better. Pretty sure it was just allergies and living in a new place, so the allergies they hit me hard. Everybody's doing well. Hey, let's pull up a chart. What the fuck? Oh, I took it down. Made some Tesla money. Hold on. James said made some Tesla money this morning. Very cool. Let's look at that for James there. Let's pull up Tesla. All right, let's see. All right, look at that. Boom! Man, we got Tesla at 429 off to the races. What did it open at here? It opened at $416, and it is now at 429. That's 4.3%. Let's check out TSLL. You see it's up 8.6%. Those are the leveraged funds. All right, now TSL is hitting that 200-day. Okay, but Tesla's actually blown through it. So I hope you see that right there. I hope you see that right there. That, you know, there's that disconnect from the leveraged charts from the unleveraged, okay? Leveraged charts to the unleveraged. Let me put in here. Let's pull this up. Now, while we're waiting here, this is a live chart. All right, so this is a live chart of Bitcoin. What's up, Nick? What's up? Kaylee, what's up now? Yes, yes, yes. What's up, GP? And we're just coming on. They've done some updates to my software here. Right. So this is Bitcoin on a 1-minute chart. We caught a nice little run right in here. Just kind of keeping an eye on it. Let's take it down. I was kind of doing this so we could just do some teaching here. Let me take it back down. All right, so we got overhead resistance. We've got support right here. Now look, what was resistance? It broke through, right? Broke through. But then what? It became support. And so we know that's the way it works, man. We're trying to create market structure. And market structure isn't percentages, you know. So I like to use market structure stops. And what that means is I'm not saying, okay, an arbitrary number. I don't want to lose more than 10%. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for where logically you should place a stop. Because if price has been there before, it can go again. And if we see where price is bouncing, like right in here, we saw it bounce. It broke it one time before just getting right back up in there. And so as you begin to watch this, as you use stop losses, maybe even as you shrink your time trading, you need to be aware of that and really begin to draw it out. See, like over here, you see those two, they touch. You got your down slopes. This stuff will allow you and it will help you build out market structure, which is where we get, look at that. So right here. So I expect it'll run from this 80,060 up to 80,300. We'd make $230. Boom, just like that. What's up, man? What's up, bro? Hold on just a second here. Is it not bringing up these goddamn comments? Okay, they're already on the page. So, what's up, man? Let's make sure they put the link there in Discord, if you don't mind. All right, so let me give you a couple trade ideas that I like right here. Trade of the week will be coming out today, assuming that fucker don't run right now. Let's take a look at Nike. I could spell. Ticker symbol NKE, Nike. Everybody knows Nike. Now, Nike's come under a lot of pressure. Nike changed up their marketing model during the COVID days. And it's come back to kind of bite them in the ass. They basically cut out their retailers. Tried to go direct to consumer. Nike has a market cap of $65 billion. 52-week low, $42. 52-week high of 80. 80 would be almost 100% higher from here. We need to catch 100% or just to get back to there. Okay. This is just on E-Trade. So one of the things I do if I'm looking at a stock, where are we at? There we are. When I'm looking at a stock like Nike, and you think, okay, well, how did you even come up with that stock? Well, it could just be that I like the shoe, and that's enough, right? And this is why it's important to read something like Barron's. Wall Street Journal has too much fucking politics in it for me. Barron's is short, sweet to the moment, something like that. I think you probably, I know you're already subscribing to MFG stuff, but you probably want to get one you're going to pay for. I like Barron's. It comes with a weekly magazine. That magazine gives me a plethora. Is that a word? Plethora of ideas. And I know I'm onto something when they line up or match. Now, a lot of times I'm going to be ahead of Barron's because Barron's is doing what I'm doing. They're watching the 11 sectors of the S&P 500. And as we watch those sectors, and you'll see, I do this over here at the Peters report. This is just my personal trading log, by the way. When we started doing the Substack stuff, they kind of wanted me to stop doing this. I didn't want to stop doing this. The petersreport.com has been free for almost 6 years now. You can stay afloat. You can subscribe. And, as a lot of things, I'm not a financial advisor, CPA, accountant, or lawyer. Markets grind higher as selectivity increases. Weekend review. Stock market delivered modestly higher finish this week with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ notching multiple record closes. I'm not going to go through and read it, but that's on there. And basically, it's just going to give you what my interpretation of what happened last week, and then the the study material that I use. And then, like here we talked about market breadth, measures the number of stocks advancing versus declining, indicating the internal strength or weakness of the market index rally. Strong, broad-based participation signals a robust trend, while very narrow leadership with just NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, and Amazon, the big four there. That's not what you would call wide in that's not what you would call wide. Money flow's biggest secret ever. Always thought a money printer was fake, but it isn't, man. Hey, man, that's nice. I appreciate that, bro. I think Nike is set up here. Nike is trading big time undervalued. According to Morningstar, let me pull it up. I like Morningstar. I pay for a couple of their products. Nike Class B had 1, 2, 3. It's a 5-star. 5-star. 5-star means it's as undervalued. That's it. That's as undervalued as it gets. Okay, so they're saying. Currently, Nike's trading at 54% discount. They got a fair value of $97. The problem with Nike, they don't really have a moat. There's all these different shoe companies now. PE ratio of 29. The S&P average PE, where are we at? Man, they gonna give it to me or what? God damn. Oh, what is it, like 23? Average. Oh, man. Somebody have the average. 28. Wow. It was a long ways around there, wasn't it? So it looks like 28. And so Nike has a 29. That's average. But Nike needs to pick it up. All kind of room on the relative strength. Okay, so this thing can run. Let's show this one instead. All right, there we are. On Nike, $65 billion market cap. Pays the dividend. It's in the Dow Jones Industrial. It's going sideways. We have a doji right there. Doji anchor point. Can't ask for any better than that. On the RSI extreme. So if you get RSI extreme and you catch a doji, I don't need any more confirmation. I'm jumping. Now here's the thing. Classic chart reading here. Look at this gap. Boom. Now what a lot of people would expect is price would push up into that box, thereby filling that gap. Okay? And it would fill this gap. And then maybe turn down and head down. And that would what? Still be in line with the trend of down. It's trading below the 200. So that means it qualifies as a B&B trade. So there's a lot of ways to trade this. But I don't know about you. Listen, if you have a company that you can perceive the turnaround or the comeback, you take those shots when they get 50% undervalued. You ain't got to throw a ton at it. Don't get caught up. It goes lower. I got to buy more. I got to buy more. Don't do that. Let it settle up. Shit, I'd feel better if it drops a couple bucks. I don't do anything. And then it comes back up to where I bought it, And then you might say, well, man, I should have bought something. Maybe not, man. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't make a big deal about it, man. Just get in there and get you a little. So you go in, you pick up a little Nike. If I'm using margin, I mean, you could pick up Nike in your second income stream account. Just keep it small. We don't need to make that much on the hit, you know. So I like Nike. What's another one? Yeah, we'll save. What do we got? Hold on. Got ahead of myself there. That means the first target's going to be about $50. That's $6 higher. That's a swing trade, folks. That is a swing trade. Now, ultimately, buy and hold, it goes to 62. I'm going to take some off the table. I think that's prudent. Somebody said, thank you for making the video. Conviction some years ago was very close to selling Palantir at like $7, up hundreds of thousands. Come on, man. Come on, man. Up hundreds of fucking thousands. Bro. And you got to send me an audio clip for that. People be think I'm bullshitting when I tell them. I don't like to use any testimonies unless someone says, hey, G. And they do like my man here did. I do appreciate you selling shit, sir. I really do. If anybody else has got a similar, that Chris Johnson's got the biggest one, right? And I'm talking about winning trades with the money flow, I think. Now, I just got a 1,025 fucking % in silver. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough in there. Anyway, just appreciate you saying that. James says, I just experienced this situation. Great advice. I still enjoy watching the video to this day. It was called Having Conviction. Every investor needs to watch it. And I'm going to write that down. We might need to make it an article and send it out in Substack. Pretty quick to do too, man. You take that video, you just strip out the audio, clean it up, bada boom, bada beam. Yeah, that's fun. Having conviction. I'll look it up, see if I can find it. Here's the problem for me on sometimes people ask me, hey, what do you think about XYZ? You know, or what video do you have? Watch this. They'll be like, what video do you have that covers this? I've done 1,400 YouTube videos. 1,400 of them. That's YouTube. Then 2,300 videos on Instagram. Separate. They're different. They're not the same. So add that up. What do we got? We're at like fucking 3,600, something like that, videos in 6 years. And I go less than I do now. I mean, I used to go more, obviously. Big respect for you staying with this consistent. Not many people can do this. It's very true. Most people give up way too soon, man. They give up way too soon. Hey, if you're looking for a group of like-minded people, a lot of us are in this. Come join us in Discord. Text me at 936-661-7786. Or hit the website, geraldpeters.info. Get you in there with us. Maybe catch you at one of them trades, make a couple of thousand. Man, I like that. All right, sorry about that. Had a wee little problem. All right, that's Nike. Let's shut that down. All right, there we go. Man, that Nike looks good. The one I was about to give you, I can't give you. That's a goddamn trade of the week. You got to get on the emails on that. Let's see. Boom, boom. My favorite are the Purge videos. They are the best and something I haven't gone back when the market knows that. Yeah, we haven't had to play the Purge in a while. Nothing big. I mean, I started to a few times. Market came back so fast. All right. What was Amazon? Anyway, oh, RSI on Tesla. And I might take some of this down. You might get a little bump tomorrow, but you're coming up into a lot right in this area is a lot of overhead resistance. So you might get a little bit more. I don't know. Let's start to trim it anyway. Take something off, put it to work. Amazon. Boom. So Amazon right now. Oh shit, there we go. I'm sorry. Amazon right now is sitting on a fucking 74 RSI. This thing has been running extreme since when? Since about $237. Now we're at 272. And you can see it's putting in that stage 3 box. But price is still above the 5 exponential. So technically, it's really a stage 2, but that's going to be your apex point, which would be what? The same as your anchor, right? The only difference is down here, it's an anchor, and up here, it's an apex point, right? That's it. No, not much difference there. And that's the way you'll see the money flow is in a lot of ways, right? The up is down, man. High tide, low tide, love and hate. I talk about that. If you have my book, The Two Selves, How to Be 10 Foot Tall and Bulletproof, you do got to work on your mindset in this game, man, or you'll go crazy. And that's why you really want to try to get your buckets right. The best traders are traders that don't have a lot of debt. If they do have debt, like we have margin debt, second income stream. I've borrowed money to put in there, but the cash flow's covering it. That's what that's about, right? Properties, 17, 18 houses, whatever the hell it is. Same thing. Somebody else is paying those loans, But I don't want to take loans to go on vacation and shit. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, here's one of the small caps. It's a drone company. AI, drone, all that good stuff. AC, HR. It's a very small company. Still buyable here. Let me pull up the fact sheet. Archer. Well, you won't believe where I got this one from. Market cap for Archer's $4.8 billion. Still small. Average tip rate analyst has it as a strong buy. Competing companies, Beta, Archer. Make sure you check out that part right there. This is look at that. Right there, they give you 3 other similar companies. You go look them up. You might find one in that sector that's even better or out of whack, And it's got options on it. I didn't realize that. It's in the aerospace and defense. Archer Aviation is an aerospace company engaged in providing customers with advanced aircraft and related technologies and services in the United States, internationally, in both the commercial and defense sectors. Its commercial line of business consists of sale of its commercial aircraft, Archer Direct, such as Midnight, to aircraft operators, as well as technologies and services related there too. Yeah, see, I didn't know all that. You did? Midnight is landing soon. So there's the plane, man. Look at that thing. Now, we all up in some of this. Man, look at this thing. Archer to build the next wave of aviation AI technology. This thing's flying its goddamn self. Building the next generation aircraft and advanced technologies for defense applications. Hybrid propulsion. Man, I don't even know what any of that is. All right. I mean, I want to buy one. Archer Defense Advisory Board. General Downer. Major General Retired Bill Gaylor. Look at these guys, man. Look at this dude here. He looks funny. This guy over here, Major General Clay Hutchmacher. He does not look like a friendly fellow. Smile. All right. So back out of that. Let's get into the chart real quick. It's a $6 stock, my friends. $6 stock. We've got, let's put some lines on here. Let's just pretend it's just going to keep going up. It just started. It's boom. Look at that. The very first line of what would be possible resistance, it stopped. Sorry about that. I thought I had something to do. I ain't got, nobody's helping today. There, boom, a line. Boom, a line. So these are going to be our points where we're going to get, we're going to get hung up. So around 750. Man, that's $1.25 higher. I like this trade. Got like a $9 target on it. What's up, brother? What you doing, man? MFG? Hell yeah. Let's see. Man, I'm trying to find this damn video. I got too many of them open. Man, what did I do that for? Let's see. Anyway, if you look at the we got a lot of stuff here. I've got about 3 or 4 videos in the newsletter talking, 3 or 4 of them talking about private credit and what's going on with that. And that's where, we got smacked in the second income stream. My man says, Gerald, are you stopped out of Toast and Hubs? Man, I don't know. I'm still in them. I would keep an eye on them, get back in them. They're still undervalued. The market, it's just not paying for them right now. It doesn't like some of the software companies have taken off. We got CRM. Where is the IGV? Now, the IGV is the iShares Expanded Tech Software Sector ETF. Fuck yeah, man. That just sounds fun. And it's come way down, man. These are easy plays. All you got to do to play this kind of stuff, follow the damn news, man. See what's going on. I'm not going to let them tell me what to do. But let's check out Toast. We got stopped out. I like Archer here. It's getting running. What was it? So Toast missed earnings, huh? Here's the problem, bro. I don't know. You might keep an eye and be ready to get back in. I mean, it's stopping right where it stopped before. So if it was above, if it, let me share it with you. Sorry. So it's built out this little channel we're in right now. And it goes from about $30 on Toast down to about $24. So it's a $6 channel. We're on the bottom side. I might, if you're not stopped out and you're still in, you might take a chance of adding some shares for real. But then if we break this, you got to get out. You don't want to ride it too far down unless you're position trading it. The way I traded Uber, I don't give a fuck if it goes down or up. I'm doing a 3 to 5 year trade here. So I'm just going to build share count with the hopes of selling it into a big fat 80 RSI and the market's flying. Says, hey, GP, I got back in February on that stage 1. It dropped and didn't have a stop loss. So I'm down. Should I add? But technically, you'd want to hold up on adding. Okay. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with, picking up 5 or 10 shares there. But what I don't want to do is just keep doing that all the way down. I mean, that's catching a falling knife. That's what they mean by that. But if it wants to take a leg down, cool. Starts to go, let me clean this up. If you're over here and it legs down, goes sideways, starts to bump, doesn't, legs down, goes sideways, legs down, goes sideways. That's a runaway to the wrong side unless you're short, right? And even short, that can be hard to play that. What was the other one? Hubs, man, I'm surprised on this, dude. And I'm going to read whatever. Okay, same thing. Well, no. Well, I guess, yeah. You need to make sure. And down in the show notes here, I'm going to put a link to the public chart pack the MFG has up. And sometimes it'll show it's like 270, but 70 of those are probably duplicates, I might show, say, Bitcoin on a 1 hour and a weekly or something like that. So we have a profound downtrend. I mean, if this is day trading, we're not expecting much to happen here. This is going down, right? And yeah, I mean, it's still inside this channel, man. Here's the bottom of the channel, here's top of the channel, bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom. You can still go down a little bit more and still be in that channel. I mean, nothing wrong with adding a little bit here, man. Don't get carried away. Yeah, James says, what's up, Instagram? What's up, Dylan? MFG, what's up, man? Somebody saying they made a couple $100,000 on the move. That is nice. Staying in. All right, so we got a downsloping channel in Hubs, probably in all of those. If I went and looked at Salesforce, if I went and looked at CrowdStrike, I think they beat earnings. Yeah, CrowdStrike's off and running, dude. Now, CrowdStrike, this is different type of software, though. We got a 72 RSI. I mean, you're coming right into a resistance zone. Shit, I might give it one more day if this thing closes near the top. If it closes at the top of the bar, give it another day as a general rule. Okay. Because typically what happens is it'll open up and then sell off, you know. Let me see. Bitcoin, man. Are we still in bit? Where is the Bitcoin? $ BTC USD will bring up Bitcoin over its stock charts. Currently trading at 79,838. Same patterns. This trades 24/7. So it's a great way to practice just trading, you know? It's good old-fashioned trading. James says he works in insurance, and we're using $path for a generic AI workflow. The stock path, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, man, look at this. If you're talking about the stock path, this is a nice chart setup. Stocks down here in the $10 range. Look at that. That first anchor point, it was confirmed. Man, this thing's got 1250 in it all day, and then maybe 15. Look, I didn't show it to you. God damn it. All right, we're gonna do that again. Can't see it, Gerald. All right, we're looking at path, U-path. U-path, I-path, everybody path. Let's. UPath is focused on agenetic automation and orchestration, empowering enterprise to harness the full potential of AI agents to autonomously execute and optimize complex business processes. It is focused on building and managing automations, starting with computer vision technology and user interface automation in its initial robotic process automation offering. Its AI-powered UPath platform offers a robust set of capabilities that allow its customers to discover opportunities for automation. Automate using digital workforce that seamlessly collaborates with humans. Wow. All right, that's what James is doing. Man, that sounds like a lot, bro. Let's see. The robots are coming. Don't tell ICE. Shit, they probably arrest the robots. Let's see. We already, first anchor point, it's confirmed here. Boom. Any of these in here, you're in kind of a stage 2, but there's no momentum. The momentum is turning. But these are very tiny, Yeah, that's $13 all day. Easy trading. Let's look at mortgage REIT. Hey, you know what? If you go to the Peters report, in the front, I've been adding a lot of these. All the different sectors. I'm showing you how much it's up per year for the last 1 month, for the last 5 days. So we can look on here. And we see oil's leading for the year, but not for the week, right? What this can help us do. Oh, man. I wasn't sharing it, was it? Sorry, I'll get used to back in the saddle here. So anyway, page 1, weekly wrap, market grinds higher. I show 21 different sectors that I follow besides the 11. Give me insight into how the market's playing. Everything from the IAK insurance to the XLK, which is technology. It's up 15%, 21% on the month, 4.93% on the week. Anyway, what I wanted to show you right here. There's a video about private credit. It's a good one. My whiteboard, new stocks that I'm watching, reading on, studying, current trades, our speculations, growth, stage 1. But over here, the sectors. Each week, I realign them by order of the RSI. Or who's done better, I mean. You can do that right here on so watch this. Money flow trade ideas, right? View as performance. SOXL, 303% year to date, 51% this month. That means the regular did a lot. This SOXL is a 3X. Moderna, everybody hated Moderna. It's up 87% this year. Dow or Iron, man, that one put in some work, bro. God damn. IREN. Oh, nice. Well, guess what, man? She's coming in at previous high. Crazy, huh? Not bad, not bad. Now, if I'm you, I really want to look at my whiteboard or look at my stocks and say, how many of them are stage 3s? How many of them are stage 1s? How many breakouts? You can get into some other indicators. Look at this. They can give you more as far as breadth. How many stocks are above the 200 versus below it? Man, that's cool, right? Look at that where it stopped. Boom, coming up into it. We don't want to save that, though. What was I trying to show you? I'm trying to remember. Oh, anyway. Let me do view list. We burn through some of these real quick. Oh, Palantir got hit too, didn't it? PLTR. Not too bad, man. It's an ugly descent. You know, you might think, man, I'd like to get in on that. But the trend is literally to the downside. I mean, it is just going down. Now, it's starting to kind of push up here. So it won't be too many before it breaks and then it'll run, you know. That's what you had over here. Moderna ran on, and yeah. Let's see. All right, let's see. That's Palantir. We'll take that down. Hey, if you haven't had a chance yet, it's still free, man. Right now, we're just calling the MFG Bitcoin Trade Report. That could be changed. Talking with a couple of people to come on board on that one. Help me out with it. Still looking for some writers. Guy asked me, what are we writing about? Come on, man. Read fucking letters. What do you think we're writing about? Let's see. Let me burn through the spiders. These are the spider iShares US, the IAK. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to that, click on it while you still can. Let's see. Man, is that not a nice little picture? Overhead resistance, support. Just the markings right there might help you. This is the public chart pack that's available to anyone. I'll drop it down in the notes as well. Let's see. I'll keep losing my goddamn thing. The OIH, the Van Veek Oil Sector ETF, is trying to push back above the 20, man. If this 410 breaks, downtown it goes. I'd watch out if that happens. Look at this. Look at this. QQQ, 707. I got a TQQ position going, which is 3 times this. That's nice. RSI's off the fucking charts. Do not short this. You do not short high running RSIs. It's a fool's game. That's an ego game you're playing there. Because the chances are it's going to keep going up, man. The XHB, this is the home builders. We're in on this, okay? But I'm in Lennar. I just sent out an email. You have it here. Let me see. All right. Now look at this. 3 assets that could explode in price when the Federal Reserve cuts rates at the future FOMC meeting. Okay. And I break it down what I think those are and a little bit of other things here. Check this out.
Yes. Hey guys, welcome to the Peters Report. This is the last week in review, looking at the action in the stock market last week. And hey, we're going to cover 3 assets that could potentially explode when the Federal Reserve cuts rates at a future FOMC meeting. Hey, man, we're trying to stay one step ahead of the market. Best way to do that, make sure you always do your Sunday homework. You don't have to do it on a whiteboard like I do. You can simply do it in a notebook. I used to do it in a notebook until I began to teach it. I found the whiteboard just to be visually a little easier to see than my notes.
Whoa. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, man, this home builders want to get back. I'm in Lennar. I got materials. I got a lot of these charts marked up. Swing trades for the XLE. So 2 we put out here today. Archer, ACHR, and Nike. I mean, these to me look like some good pickups there. Now, something I want to bring your attention. Let's get back up here. If you go to the DOGG, First Trust, Dogs of the Dow ETF. It holds the 10 stocks that make up the Dogs of the Dow. I think this is something we can trade inside of a second income stream. Something to think about anyway. Let's see. TDD can't catch a break. No, I've been hearing people talk about it though. Oh, I don't know. I'd feel okay about this one. I mean, look, your pivot point held. You know, you'll get back up there. And I might wait for a little strength. I start buying into that move. And then you're going to run in trouble again around $28. Damn, I'm not even sharing it. God damn. What I was just saying here on this TDT trade desk, there's our anchor, the last anchor. There's our stage 1 entry. We've been kind of just walking up this stage 2, but then it gets hit, I'm guessing, with earnings, but it holds the fucking anchor. So it's just a stage 1. I'd stay with it. I'd add to it. Doji at the bottom of the chart on nail. Nail, Nail. Boom. Yeah, I wish it was a little lower, honestly. I'd like to see that RSI come down, but see, when I'm looking at this, I mean, don't ignore it. If you're on a stage 4 and the RSI is 43, that tells you it's going lower. Okay. Maybe not, but there's room for it to. It's not even extreme yet. So I wouldn't count the doji, other than it's pretty close to a previous zone of support. So I'd like to see that tested, honestly. Yeah, keep an eye on nail. Boom. So check this out. Let's map this out. This is Bitcoin on the 1-minute chart. Let's look at the last anchor point zone right in here. And then look, take it over. It's exactly where it stopped before. Come on, man. Man, how cool is that? There's our stage 1, our S1. You'll see me put an S1 on the charts. There's our breakout bar. And the target is going to be this 8,200. Man, I'll think about it. I'm not an accountant, though, bro. I hate giving any kind of accounting advice. Everybody's situation's so different. Let's see. Hershey's HSY. Hell yeah, man. And look where it stopped. Look where it stopped. Boom. Look at this, man. All this zone in here where prices, consolidating. Start over. Fuck. All right. Hershey's here. Grab your annotation tool. Grab your little line. Put a little arrow on it, okay? I like to mark the top. Look, there's a doji. And I mark the bottom where it stopped you know, where it stopped right now. And it's stopping in an area where a lot of people have enjoyed, you know, accumulating the stock. What was resistance? Look at this resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It breaks it. So now on the way down, this is where it should stop. You know, it should stop in that zone. Come on, man. Okay.
This mini empire, and no, I don't have Lambos and jets and all that bullshit, but what I have is mine. I don't need to lease a car to impress you. I write checks for cars and I own them. And I'm not going to teach you how to get something for nothing. That makes me fucking sick. It is nothing for nothing. That's not the universe. That's not how it works. The universe isn't set up, and it's not so disordered, and it isn't that way where you get something for nothing, because it's a fucking struggle. And I see people teach it, and it pisses me off because it's misleading. It's not something for nothing. It's painful. Building wealth is hard, and it's a process, and it's a daily process, and it's a grind, and it's a push, and it's all that shit. And anybody presenting it as if it's not is full of shit. And excuse my language. I didn't go to college. I didn't go to an Ivy League school. I didn't do any of that. Just a guy, man. Just a guy like you. Blue collar. I'm just a guy. I just get up and I work. But along the way, I came across this idea of the power of the mind, and that we could begin to hold an image in formless substance. And I came across this book called The Science of Getting Rich, and it changed my life. It opened up doors and windows and avenues and paths that I never could have imagined. That I had control. That mind is creative, and conditions and environments and all experiences in life are the result of our habitual and predominant mental attitude. And I began to build these things called the 10 pillars of success. And pillar number 1 was how you think is everything. And pillar number 10 was take full responsibility for everything, and that nobody owes you shit. And as I began to sit on that and stew on that, I began to realize how little politics played in my life, because ultimately it did nothing for me. And how little any social movement or idea or process did for me. It did nothing for me. And that the best thing I could do for the world was take care of me. And the best thing I could do for you is not be a burden to you. The best thing I could do for the universe was build my own wealth, so that my crumbs, the crumbs that fell from my table, would bless many. My prosperity prospers 10,000 people. Your prosperity prospers more. That when I caught on to that idea, and this is a mind shift, this idea of my prosperity prospers other people. And so that meant if I truly wanted to help you, if I truly wanted to influence people, if I truly wanted to push my intent into the universe, I have to get prosperous too, because the crumbs that fall from my table help everyone. People say, well, I don't want crumbs. Well, I'll take your crumbs. I'll take everyone's crumbs. I'll take a crumb from every table and make a buffet. And life's not fair. It doesn't have to be fair, but thankfully we were born royal. I was born a king, and I get to claim that crown and choose my path. And it's a concept, man. It's hard. When you're beat down, when you're trodden, that's a hard concept to understand. Much gathers more on every plane of existence, and that loss leads to greater loss is equally true. Jesus said it this way, that those who have more will be given, and those who have not, even what they have, will be taken. Let that sink in on you. Let that soak in your mind.
I appreciate you guys. Let me try to come on again this afternoon. I had a lot of shit I want to cover. Time went fast. We go out and listen to these kids doing Tool.
My shadows, shedding skin. I've been picking scabs again. I'm down, digging through my own mind.